Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. I don't really think that I could call myself a judging YouTube channel if I managed to get all the way through Brothers War Week without talking about this specific interaction, the one that's generated by far the most buzz as the set came out, and the newest member of the Judge Vault. Amy has a Rootpath Purifier, and Nick has a Blood Moon. What do Amy's non-basic lands look like? Alright, so if you've been watching my channel for a while now, you probably already know that continuous effects use a series of layers to decide what order that they apply in. And that just means that continuous effects get categorized into what sort of thing that they do, and the relative order of continuous effects applying is based on what category that they get put into. So in this case, we can see that Blood Moon wants to make non-basic lands into mountains, and that is a subtype changing effect. It wants to change the land's subtype. On the other hand, you can see that Rootpath Purifier wants to make all of Amy's lands into basic lands. It wants to add the basic super type. So we can see that both of these continuous effects are type, subtype, or super type changing effects, and that means that they both apply in the same layer, layer 4. Now, when you have a situation where there's two continuous effects that both apply in the same layer, usually the tiebreaker would be timestamps. In other words, which continuous effect started to apply first. However, let's notice that if Amy has any non-basic lands, then that would mean that applying the Rootpath Purifier would change those into basic lands. Since Blood Moon only applies to non-basic lands, this would change which objects the Blood Moon applies to. In a situation like this, we say that the Blood Moon depends on Rootpath Purifier. In other words, because the Rootpath Purifier changes what sort of objects the Blood Moon effect applies to, that means that the Blood Moon effect is dependent on Rootpath Purifier. And the rule with continuous effects is, if you have a dependency that exists, then the dependent effect always waits until after the effects that it depends on to apply. So that means that, putting that into the context of the question that we talked about earlier, we would say that because Blood Moon depends on Rootpath Purifier, Blood Moon will always wait until after Rootpath Purifier to apply. That's true no matter which player controls these permanents and no matter what order that they enter the battlefield. So we would say that because Rootpath Purifier applies first, it's going to make all of Amy's lands into basic lands, and that means that when Blood Moon finally does get to apply, it's not going to be able to apply to any of Amy's lands at all. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. But until then, I hope you have a great day.